Hey, this is obviously ASMR, and in this video I'm going to be using this little magic light, and probably do some affirmations. So yeah, maybe some hand movements as well. We'll see. We're just gonna take it easy. You're just gonna listen to the bird noises outside. Yeah, we're gonna make it a nice video, okay? We're gonna just do a little magic like that. The first thing that I want to say to you, and I want you to just focus on the magic, okay? So that maybe subconsciously you will accept the affirmations that I give to you, all right? The danger is that I will end up focusing on the magic too much. I guess I'll have to do my best to actually focus on what I'm saying, but we're gonna give it a shot. Just focusing on my magic. Listen to what I have to say. Basically, I want to remind you to be kind to yourself, because especially in these winter months, I'm hearing a lot of people complain about low energy and not being able to do everything that they want to do, having trouble getting out of bed, things like that. And I struggled with that for a while as well. Low energy still a little bit. Getting out of bed I really struggled with for a while, and then until it got too bad, and then I started, I have a whole routine going now where I wake myself up with my phone, with my Google Assistant alarm first. I put my phone in the other room. And then I, at the same time, have my Google Assistant turned on my bedroom lights as bright as possible. And then 1 minute later, I have this really loud alarm set up on the other side of the room, so I can only turn it off if I get out of bed. And the loud alarm is so annoying, so loud, I feel like my neighbors could probably hear it. So kind of as a preventative measure, I always get out of bed before that alarm even goes off, because it goes off 1 minute after my Google Assistant alarm. So it works quite well, actually, because I wake up gently with my Google Assistant alarm, and I don't want to get out of bed, but I feel like I have to get out of bed because I have to turn that thing off before it goes off. And it works, and I feel like now that I've been doing it a few weeks, I've actually gotten into the habit of just getting out of bed even if I've forgotten to set the loud alarm. So if you have trouble getting out of bed, I highly recommend that. What else? What was I saying? Right, so a lot of people struggle with, getting out of bed and low energy, not being able to do the things that you want to do. And that's definitely something I'm struggling with, because I'm a little bit tired throughout the day, and it's tricky when you feel like, just staring at your screen, if that's what you do for, studying or working or whatever. and just feel like you can fall asleep on your desk. I've fallen asleep on my desk a few times. And I just want to say to you that that's okay. It's not something to feel guilty about. And, you know, we're not, our worth is not defined by how much work we do. You know, our worth is more about, well, every human has their worth, but I feel like if there was something to define our worth, it's more like our kindness, or, you know, the love we give to others. And yeah, I think it's silly that society is so focused on productivity. And I mean, I have to admit that, you know, it's kind of ingrained in me as well. If I didn't do what I wanted to do in a day, then I don't feel as good either. But I want you to treat yourself like a friend, because I think too often we're far too hard on ourselves. And I don't know, just to follow the light here. But there's no reason to be so hard on ourselves, you know? In the end, what are we living for if not to love, to be kind, and, you know, to have a nice life? So if we're being hard on ourselves all the time, why? You know? I mean, sure, we need to survive, of course. But if you don't have the energy in a day, then you don't have the energy. And especially at the end of the day, there's nothing you can change about that, like what you have already done that day. And at that point, especially for your sleep, it's just better to go to bed and make peace with the fact that this day didn't go as planned, and move on to the next one. And not stay hung up on the fact that this one wasn't perfect. Because if you stay hung up on that, then, you know, you might sleep worse, and that'll have an effect on the next day. And over time, I don't know, sometimes it's even that if the first half of the day didn't go as planned, you already feel negative, and then the next half of the day is doomed, basically, because you already have this negative mindset, you know? And that is really tricky, to be fair, to actually get over. But it's a really good skill to have, because we're never going to be perfect. And that's okay. So there's always going to be days where, you know, the first half of the day just didn't work out. But then to let that affect the rest of the day, that's not good for anything or anyone, you know? It's not good for how you feel, and it's also not good for, you know, the work you do, probably, if you were planning to do work. So practice that. And like I said, treat yourself like a friend. Because we are supposed to be the best friend we have for ourselves. And we can be. It just takes a lot of practice. I think more often a lot of people treat themselves as the enemy. You know, like if your past self didn't finish a task that you wanted to already have finished, then you blame your past self, like, you should have had this finished already, damn you. But would we do that to a friend? No. We would understand. We would say, you know, it's okay. We'll take it from here. I don't know, I feel silly doing the magic, talking about serious stuff like this, but I don't know. This is new to me as well. But, yeah. I always like to say, you know, our achievements don't define our worth. Because I think that's kind of stuck in a lot of people's minds. That reminds me, there's a reunion, a high school reunion coming up for me. And I feel like for a lot of people, that's one of those places where you feel like, oh, I need to have achieved something. Like I need to have something to show. Which is so silly. And I mean, I can't say that I don't relate at all. I do. Like, for example, with my master's, I'm finishing it now. But yeah, for some reason, I really do want to have it finished specifically before that reunion. So that at the reunion, I can say, yeah, I finished my master's. And not that I'll say, like, yeah, I'm finishing it. There was some delay. I don't know. It shouldn't matter. But there is that silly desire to prove yourself in a way. And there's no need for that. But I think more people have that. And you don't need to. You're fine just as you are. And if there's something you want to focus on, it's your kindness, love, being open, accepting, tolerant, non-judgmental. I think those are all traits that are far more important than what someone has achieved. Let's trace the edge of the frame. So, actually I had these lights built into my thumbs. That's why you don't see a light. No, I'm kidding. It's actually magic. Let's just listen to the bird noises. There's like 4 different noises that I can hear. There's the boop, 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 boop. And there's the and there's also, I guess it's a woodpecker maybe? Like the and I think a little bit ago there was also I don't know what you call them in English. One of those black birds with the black beak. Like they're, I don't think it's a raven actually. It's probably a smaller version of a raven maybe, I don't know. With kind of a grayish tone. And I can hear cars on the road. I think there's music somewhere. I can hear a metro in the distance. Yeah. Lots of noises. So, that bird, that's what I was talking about. Like, maybe it is a raven. I don't know. I'm just gonna do some normal hand movements. So, what I want to say is that you don't need to worry if you've been feeling unproductive lately, because you're not alone. There's there's me, but there's also many other people that I've spoken to that haven't been feeling at their most productive. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't be so hard on yourself. Think of how you would treat a friend in that situation, and then treat yourself that way. Be accepting, tolerant of yourself, and just take a deep breath. Let's actually do that. Good. So, yeah. I want you to know that no one thinks less of you. So you shouldn't either. You still deserve breaks, even if you haven't been doing the things you felt like you were supposed to do. You deserve to have a life. So don't feel bad about taking a little bit off of your plate. There's nothing to feel guilty about. If that's what you need right now, then that's what you need. Okay. I think that's where I'm going to close this video. I'm about to go to the place where I work on my thesis, the Amsterdam Medical Center, where I recorded another one of my videos. I hope you have a good day or a good night. I hope that you feel positive, and that you sleep well if you intend to sleep now.